Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the iPhone 5 Home Button Repair and Replacement Guide. The iPhone 5 is probably the easiest iPhone yet to repair, and the great thing is it still uses the pentalobe screwdriver. The first thing you want to do is remove the two screws on the bottom of the iPhone 5. These are both the pentalobe 5-star screws. You're just going to remove those two screws. And strangely enough, the iPhone 5 is similar to the 3G and 3GS. You guys will see that in just a second here, and I will be using a suction cup to essentially pry off the front of the screen. Now you want to place that suction cup towards the bottom of the screen, right above the home button, and you want to pry it in the same direction I am prying the screen right here. Don't pull the screen completely off because there are still three cables held in that you'll see in just a moment here. These three cables are held under a little bracket, and you will need to remove this bracket before disconnecting these three cables with a nylon spudger or pry tool. And here's that little bracket right there. As you can see, there's three screws holding it in. Please note, if you're not using a screw mat or anything like that, to properly sort these screws, as all the screws in this phone are sized differently. All the screws from here on out are going to be Phillips screws. It's really simple, so go ahead and remove these three screws right here. And once those three are off, you can go ahead and remove this little silver bracket from the phone. It's not connected to anything. It should just come right off. With the bracket removed, it will now reveal the three flex cables that hold your touchscreen glass digitizer in place. You want to just go ahead and use a nylon spudger or a pry tool. I don't really ever recommend using metal on these phones, but I use the nylon spudger here. Pry tools work fine. We sell some green pry tools on our website. You just want to disconnect the three cables using this pry tool. And with those three cables removed, you have now separated your touchscreen glass digitizer assembly from the actual phone. The home button repair on the iPhone 5 is significantly easier than the 4 and 4S due to the amount of screws you have to remove. But we're going to go ahead and do it right now. As you can see, I'm just removing these two screws holding this tiny bracket in place. Pretty much you'll just remove these two screws. This bracket holds a little bit of adhesive which attaches to that flex cable. You want to be careful if you're replacing this flex cable. Usually if your iPhone 5 home button's not working, it's this flex cable that you want to replace. So pretty much you're going to just remove this flex cable, and then essentially once the flex cable is off with that bracket, you can just swap that bracket out and put your new flex cable on top of it. It's just stuck there with a little bit of adhesive, so you can essentially just pry that flex cable or pull it off of that little bracket without any real damage to the bracket, because it is in fact metal. If you're replacing your home button, just do this right here. Remove your home button from the inside of the screen, and that's it. If you guys need to buy these parts, visit us at androidgadgets.com.